just heard a pitch, and we're going to come back to that pitch in a few moments. Today I want to talk a little bit about internal pitch and mindfulness. Mindfulness addresses the issue of active versus passive engagement. We often talk about active versus passive listening. If you're doing your homework and music is playing in the background, but you're focused on your homework, your listening is passive. The music is kind of in the background. If you're listening to the music and all of a sudden your favorite song comes on and you start dancing around the room, you've now become an active, engaged listener, which is great for dancing around the room, but not so good for doing your homework. So now, do you remember that pitch I played? Can you hear it in your head? Don't sing it. See if you can hear it in your head. Here's that pitch. Did you remember it? If you did, you're demonstrating an aspect we refer to as tonal memory. In this case, the ability to remember one pitch. And that's good. Now, can you sing that pitch? Ah. If you can, then you've made the connection between your ear, your brain, and your ability to produce sound, your ability to sing. The idea of internal pitch, what I refer to as internal pitch, is the idea to hear the notes in your head before you sing them. If you think about this, when we're singing songs, we do this in a microsecond, okay? If I was going to take that note that we just played and sing, "Happy birthday to you," I'm not thinking about each individual note. I know the sequence of pitches and the pitch relationships. We've talked about pitch relationships and intervals. But in a sense, my internal ear, my internal hearing, is telling me that's my note. Let's check it. Hey, I was right. So I have tonal memory, allowing me to remember the note, and I'm using my internal sense of pitch to reproduce the note, which also means I'm being mindful. And I want to talk to you about mindfulness as a singer. This also applies to our friends who are instrumentalists. You can sing a song, perhaps a favorite pop song or whatever might be on the radio or on your CD player. Okay, just kidding. That's my CD player. On your phone, a digital format that you can relate to. You might be singing along, and you're singing, but are you singing the notes accurately? Have you been mindful to sing all the right notes? We'd know right away if someone was singing the wrong words, right? But, are we singing the right notes? If we're making that ear, brain, and throat connection to our vocal cords and hearing the pitches, then we're being mindful. And as a vocalist, we need to always be mindful, not just when we perform, but also when we practice. In fact, even more so, because if we practice things wrong, we'll perform them wrong. So, here's that note again. Did you hear it in your head? Now if we call that do, can you hear re? Don't sing it. Hear it in your head. If this is the note, re, then you got it. Now you're using your internal hearing to reference one note to the next. When you sing do, re, mi, you're using your past experience singing those pitches, your tonal memory, if you will, and hearing them in your head and reproducing them in microseconds. And that's great. So we're going to take a look at how this applies to some of our songs as well. But I want to take a moment to really focus on this. When you practice, are you putting yourself in the right mindset, being mindful and focused on practicing your music and hearing the pitches, whether they're from a keyboard, whether they're from a set of bells, whether they're on a recording? Now, if I scramble the notes, can Can you still hear that very first note we played, that we sang? Try to sing it right now. I think it's this note. Do. Let's find out. There you go. Tonal memory, mindfulness, and a sense of internal pitch. You can practice this at home by playing notes either on your home keyboard or our virtual piano, and then play the note, sing it, walk away, come back 10 minutes later. Can you still sing that note? Did you remember the pitch? Try to sing it and then play it on your virtual keyboard and see if it works. That's a great exercise. We call that pitch matching, but that's over time. You can also try pitch matching just by playing a note, singing it, playing a note, singing it. Then, without playing it on your keyboard, let's say you play 5 notes, 5 random notes, sing each note. Then, without playing it again on your virtual piano, see if you can sing that sequence of notes. You're demonstrating tonal memory.